Hi! Well, I got my hands on the Archer, and today I'm gonna build it. The Archer is a limited edition keyboard designed by Snowmo and commissioned by Amusing that is inspired by Ishtar from Fate Grand Order. The board was initially named Ishtar to match its inspiration, but at some point, the name was changed for reasons I'm not privy to. There were a total of 20 units, with 15 being sold on the raffle, and 5 units being reserved for mods in the server. Despite its crazy price, there were actually 100 entries for the raffle, which was actually pretty surprising to me. Due to some issues with the PCB for my high-spec TKL, I was granted a guaranteed spot for the Archer, and I decided to cash in that favor. To be honest, it was probably not the smartest financial decision I've ever made, and I have no plans of ever doing something like that again. For those of you who may be new to the hobby, the Archer is an RAC layout keyboard, and although the form factor may look strange, the build process is about the same. I won't bore the rest of you with the step-by-step process, as I'm sure most of you are familiar with it. Anyways, the keyboard hobby has been kind of crazy lately with all the drama. I tend to not like being involved with that stuff, but I do sometimes enjoy watching from the sidelines eating my popcorn. The whole RAMA situation is honestly quite messy and intermixes personal with business. I know that some people subscribe to the opinion that you should never mix personal relationships with business, and while I don't personally believe that it's applicable to all scenarios, it does often muddy the waters and lead to messy breakups whenever money is involved. I don't know all the background details on what happened, nor is it my place to know, so I won't comment on their personal relationship. But what I do know is that with the current situation, RAMA customers have not received their products despite massive delays, which is further made worse by the fact that the communication has also been very poor. It really sucks because I've definitely recommended RAMA products before due to their history as being one of the larger vendors. Historically, they've always been somewhat slow in pushing out their keyboards to customers, but have always delivered quality products. Personally, I'm still waiting for my Keycaps to arrive, and while it is somewhat frustrating, I'm sure it's nothing compared to those who have bought RAMA keyboards and are still waiting for them to arrive. What makes it more frustrating is the fact that RAMA pushes out newsletters to provide status updates, but all that's in the newsletters are their other random stuff that they make rather than keyboard updates. I don't know how many people have been burned by this experience and now feel jaded towards the hobby. It's really damaging whenever a vendor has a significant delay and poor communication, not to mention such a large vendor like RAMA. I don't think that they're trying to scam their customers and are still trying to fulfill their orders, but it is frustrating when there's a lack of communication and news about what is going on. Back to the keyboard. For this build, I decided to use my set of osume tsukimi. It doesn't match the theme and won't be the final set for this keyboard, but it is a set I have on hand that I think looks quite nice. Osume has been a great vendor and designer, and I'm a big fan of their products. I've bought almost every set they've released so far, and I've yet to be disappointed. They're also shifting from a group buy pre-order sales method to in-stock due to some frustrations with manufacturing delays, which I applaud them for doing. It places more risk on them rather than their customers, which is why most keyboards and keycaps are still sold in the group buy format. Anyways, without further ado, here's the type test. The keyboard has a higher pitch sound profile compared to many of my other boards, but definitely not as high as my high-spec TKL. It's not as flexy since it is a top mount board with an aluminum plate, rather than gasket mount, which seems to be what many people prefer nowadays. However, it's not like it's a bad typing experience either. For the engravings, I infilled the crown myself, since it was quite simple, but for the back weight, I actually had a friend help me out. I did try doing it myself, but it turned out to be pretty scuffed. I might have been able to do it eventually with some higher quality paint, but it was just easier to ask my artist friend to do it for me. Overall, I really do like this board. Would I recommend that you be like me and spend this much money on a keyboard? Probably not. I'm also probably never going to spend this much money on another board again. But as always, it's your money, and I'm not here to tell you how to spend it. If you are looking to buy a super expensive keyboard, or get a custom one-off design, Snowmo does excellent work, and you should definitely check out his Discord. For the rest of you with better financial sense, leave it to dumbasses like me to drop money on expensive keyboards who will hopefully make content on it.